The 24-hour news cycle, political outrage, and the endless scroll of social media are not broken systems. They are perfectly designed machines working exactly as intended, but their purpose is not to inform or connect you. It's to harvest you. You are an energy source, and you're being played. This video is your wake-up call. I'm going to expose the hidden architecture of reality that keeps you drained and distracted, and show you how to become a ghost in their machine, invisible to the very systems trying to feed on you. Have you ever felt that sudden wave of irritation that seems to come from nowhere? The strange compulsion to join an argument online, even when you know it's pointless. We are told this is just the stress of modern life, that it's anxiety, or depression, or burnout. But what if it's something more? What if you are not just tired, but are being actively farmed for your energy? What if you are an unwitting battery powering invisible systems that thrive on your emotional reactions? This is the hidden architecture of our reality. In the framework of reality transurfing, these structures are called pendulums. A pendulum is an energy informational entity. It is a thought form brought to life and given momentum when a group of people begins to think and feel in the same direction. It is a meme with a metabolism, an idea with an appetite. Think of how one pendulum is born. A single person has an idea. Others agree. They form a small group, their thoughts resonating, vibrating at the same frequency. As more people join the collective thought, energy coalesces, creating an independent, invisible structure, a pendulum. It has one prime directive: to survive and grow. And its only food source is pure, raw human emotional energy. A pendulum doesn't care if your energy is positive or negative. The euphoria of a cheering stadium feeds the sports pendulum just as effectively as the despair of the losing fans. The righteous indignation of a political activist feeds the political pendulum just as much as the hatred of their opponent. Love, hate, fear, joy, guilt, pride, envy. It's all just fuel. The more intense the emotion, the more nourishing the meal. And these structures are everywhere. A nation is a pendulum. A religion is a pendulum. A corporation, a fashion trend, a family drama, a protest movement, an online fandom, even a simple argument between two people. All of these are pendulums of varying sizes and power, all competing for their share of your energy. So how do they control you? It's a masterful, insidious process. A pendulum cannot read your mind or force your actions directly. Its method is far more elegant. It controls you by capturing your attention and provoking an emotional response. Every pendulum vibrates at a specific frequency. A pendulum of conflict vibrates with anger and aggression. A pendulum of victimhood vibrates with self-pity and resentment. A pendulum of hustle culture vibrates with anxiety and the fear of being left behind. When your own mental and emotional state begins to match that frequency, you lock in, you achieve resonance. At that moment, you stop being an individual and you become a cell in the pendulum's body, a battery willingly giving up your power. Look at the world through this lens and the matrix reveals itself. The 24-hour news cycle is not designed to inform you. It is a colossal fear and outrage pendulum, engineered to keep you locked in a state of agitated emotional resonance. Political polarization isn't just a difference of opinion. It's a battle between two massive pendulums that feed on the delicious energy of tribal hatred. Social media is a labyrinth of billions of micro-pendulums, each one vying to hook your envy, your inadequacy, your judgment, or your fleeting adoration. You are being played. You are a puppet whose strings are your own unexamined emotions. When you get angry at a politician, you are feeding the system. When you feel envy looking at an influencer's curated life, you are feeding the system. When you are consumed by the drama at your workplace, you are feeding the system. You think you are fighting for a cause or expressing your authentic self, but more often than not, you are simply serving as a power source. This concept, while jarring, is not new. The psychologist Carl Jung spoke of the collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of human psychic energy and archetypes. Pendulums can be seen as autonomous complexes that have broken free from this collective and now operate as parasitic entities, manipulating the very archetypes Jung identified. They weaponize the hero, the victim, and the enemy to keep us locked in their predictable, energy-rich dramas. The existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre would have identified submission to a pendulum as a profound act of bad faith. Sartre argued that we are condemned to be free, and that the terror of this absolute freedom and responsibility leads us to escape into predefined roles and systems of belief. A pendulum offers you just that, a ready-made identity. You can be the loyal fan, the outraged citizen, the righteous warrior, the misunderstood artist. By accepting this role, you give up the terrifying burden of creating your own meaning, and in exchange, the pendulum takes your energy. So how do you cut the strings? How do you stop being food? You do not fight a pendulum. To fight it is to give it exactly what it wants. If you respond to an aggressive pendulum with aggression, you are playing its game, resonating at its frequency, and feeding it with every ounce of your rage. It is the ultimate checkmate. The solution is not to fight, but to cause the pendulum to fail. You must become a ghost in its machine, an element it cannot process. There are two master techniques for this: damping and extinguishing. The first step underlying everything is awareness. You must become the observer of your own inner state. When you feel a strong emotion bubbling up, especially a negative one, you must learn to instantly ask yourself, what pendulum is trying to hook me right now? Whose game am I being invited to play? The moment you can ask this question, you have already taken a step back. You are no longer the puppet lost in the play. You are the actor on the stage who has suddenly remembered there is an audience. The spell is broken. Once you are aware, you can practice damping. Damping is the art of strategic agreement and redirection. When a pendulum attacks, someone tries to pick a fight, your boss tries to guilt, trip you, a news headline tries to enrage you, you initially agree. You don't resist. You say, yes, I understand your point, or indeed, that is a situation. And then you calmly pivot or disengage. You offer no emotional friction. You become energetically smooth like polished stone. The pendulum's hook finds no purchase and slides right off. You are robbing it of the conflict it needs to swing. But the more powerful technique is extinguishing. This is the art of the abnormal reaction. Pendulums are simple machines. They rely on predictable human responses. Irritation should provoke anger. Fear should provoke panic. A problem should provoke worry. Your task is to deliberately scramble this code. When a situation is designed to make you angry, respond with playful absurdity or detached amusement. When bad news is designed to make you despair, respond with a calm focus on a solution. Or even better, with the unshakable intention that this too is for your own good. This is Nietzsche's Amor Fati, the love of one's fate weaponized. You don't just accept what happens, you embrace it as necessary, transforming poison into medicine. By reacting abnormally, you introduce a dissonant frequency. Imagine someone pushing a swing. If you push back at the wrong moment with the wrong rhythm, the swing's momentum is killed. This is what you do to a pendulum. You stop its swing by refusing to resonate. It is left with nothing and is forced to move on, seeking an easier food source, of course. You cannot escape all pendulums. You may have a job, a family, a country. These are structures you must interact with. The key here is to rent yourself out. You become a conscious participant, not an unconscious one. You can go to work and perform your duties impeccably, but you refuse to invest your soul in the corporate drama. You can observe the political theater, but you refuse to let its outrage consume your inner peace. You are an actor playing a role, fully aware that it is a role. You give the pendulum your time and your action, but you deny it your emotional energy. You withhold its food. This is the path to freedom. The world will not suddenly become a paradise. The pendulums will not disappear. They will continue their vampiric dance, seeking out the sleeping and the reactive, but they will no longer have power over you. You will walk through the chaos with an invisible shield. You will conserve the vast reserves of energy you once unknowingly gave away. And with that reclaimed energy, you can finally begin to create a reality of your own choosing, rather than just reacting to one imposed upon you. Look around. See them. The news anchor with the furrowed brow, the influencer peddling a lifestyle of quiet desperation, the politician pointing a finger, the comment section boiling with rage. They are all singing the pendulum song, inviting you to join the choir. The world looks different now, doesn't it? Once you see the pendulums, you can't unsee them feeding on the chaos. But awareness is only the first step. The real power comes from identifying your primary drain. So my question to you is this. Now that you have this lens, what is the biggest, most persistent pendulum in your life right now? Is it the political news cycle? A toxic family drama? Is it the pressure of your career? Or a specific social media feed that leaves you feeling hollowed out? Go down to the comments and name it. Don't just think it, write it down. By exposing it, you begin to sever its power over you. Let's see how many of these machines we can identify together. You are not a battery to be drained. You are the source. Go reclaim your energy.